Social psychologist Yuliel Vlad proposed a theory of interpersonal relationship resources, believing that all interpersonal interactions are actually a form of transaction. This transaction is not a cold exchange, but an exchange of interests based on value equivalence. There are no permanent friends, only permanent interests. How far people can go with each other is not determined by the depth of their feelings, but by value and interest. 1. The cornerstone of human interaction: value exchange. We often say that a good relationship is equal, and the most important point among them is equal value. In this realistic and cruel society, value is like currency, measuring the depth and warmth of human interaction. If value can be exchanged, the relationship can continue, and when you no longer provide value to the other party, it's time for the relationship to end. In the novel Dr. Zhivago, there is a very thought-provoking scene. Markel and Zhivago became friends during the war years, when Markel had a gun to protect Zhivago's safety. Zhivago had medical skills and could provide treatment for Markel after he was injured. Later, the two left the army and went to a small town far from the battlefield, vowing to be lifelong friends. Half a year later, one day, Zhivago wanted to sweep the courtyard and asked Markel if he could come to his house to fetch water. Markel said without hesitation, "As much as you want, there's no syrup, but there's plenty of water." However, when Zhivago came for water for the third time, Markel no longer had the previous smile. When Zhivago came for the fifth time, Markel directly turned his face. "You should be more considerate, or I would have locked the door long ago if it weren't for my daughter speaking." I didn't understand why Markel changed so much from before, but later I gradually realized that when the two were in the army, Zhivago could still provide treatment for Markel. But after they went to the small town, he had nowhere to practice medicine, was impoverished, and could only rely on Markel's relief. When the balance of value tilted, Markel's attitude change towards him was reasonable. The connection between people, feelings are just adhesives, and value exchange is the cornerstone. You can only have a relationship that can withstand the test of time by making others benefit. Tony Leung Chiu Wai and Wong Kar-wai have collaborated for 20 years. Wong Kar-wai is known for his strictness in the industry, but Tony Leung is willing to endure his torment. There are countless stars and celebrities in the entertainment industry, but Wong Kar-wai only treats Tony Leung as a personal actor because they can bring value to each other and achieve each other. In the more than 20 years of their collaboration, one won the Cannes Film Festival Best Actor Award, and the other became the first Chinese to win the Cannes Best Director Award. Kazuo Inamori once said, "No one will help a person of no value. You must take good care of yourself, and even if you fall to the bottom, you must have something to exchange with others." Human interaction is often about using what you have to get what you want. When both parties cannot get what they need, even the deepest friendship will fade away. 2. The secret to stable and long-lasting relationships: binding interests. Have you ever wondered why the friends who were inseparable in high school disappeared after college? The people you talked about ideals with in college no longer see you after graduation, because the essence of a relationship is a fit of common interests. The seemingly simple relationships are the ones that end the fastest, while it is the relationships with mutual interests that can last longer. After graduating from Southwest University, the blogger started a business with a friend. At first, they had no resources, and to save costs, they often ate the cheapest instant noodles together and lived in the company. Whenever they encountered difficulties, they would encourage each other and work overtime to discuss solutions. As time went by, the company gradually grew, and their income also increased. Many people can't avoid disputes over profit distribution at this stage, but they rely on and trust each other even more. Once, the company faced a serious financial crisis, and the friend sold his house without a second thought to fill the financial gap. The blogger also didn't hesitate to use all his savings to help the company through the tough times. Over the past 10 years, they have worked together and grown from naive students to business tycoons, and their relationship has become even closer. They strongly agree with the saying, "Many friendships may start with the same values and pursuit, but the best way to maintain feelings is to deeply bind everyone's interests." Feelings change with time and circumstances, but common interests can tightly bind two people together. In the TV drama Tian Dao, Ouyang Shui was abandoned by her parents from a young age, and her parents treated her like a ball. The only person who treated her well was Rui Xiaodan, who often took her to eat at her house. Years later, Ouyang Shui struggled at the bottom and accumulated some wealth. When she saw an opportunity to open a hotel in a prime location, she didn't hesitate to invite Rui Xiaodan to stay. Ouyang Shui worked hard to run the hotel successfully. At that time, with her economic strength, she could have bought out Rui Xiaodan's shares and become the absolute controlling shareholder. But she didn't do that. On the contrary, she was very afraid that Rui Xiaodan would withdraw her shares to study in Germany. Because she knew that her hotel business was successful and could not do without Rui Xiaodan's support. As a police officer, Rui Xiaodan often brought her colleagues to the hotel for meals, which made the ruffians dare not cause trouble. Because of the common interests, she could naturally discuss any matter related to the hotel with Rui Xiaodan. Even if Xiaodan went abroad to develop, as long as she still had shares in the hotel, their relationship would not break. The writer Yu Chenyu once said, "Talking about interests openly is close to the truth. When interacting with others, feelings are not reliable but benefits are real. Once the link of interests is lost, the relationship often collapses. On the contrary, the more interests there are in the interaction, the closer the emotional connection becomes." 3. The relationships that repeatedly undergo changes in interests are the most enduring. Media person Na Yes Collection Research Institute once shared his own experience in a video, where he met a female investor named Chao Jie at an event in his first year of running a company. Chao Jie was particularly upright, and upon learning about her collection training business, she introduced a general manager of a guest house in a scenic area to him on the spot. That day, she signed a 500,000 yuan order with the general manager. She was very excited and insisted on inviting Chao Jie to dinner, and bought a skincare gift box worth more than 10,000 yuan as a thank you gift. However, after helping her once, Chao Jie disappeared without a trace, leaving her baffled. Later, she gradually realized that relationships between people are not one-time, and if you bring me benefits and I give you a return, it's as if we are settled with each other. A truly long-lasting relationship requires a continuous flow and cycle of interests. Guo Digang and Yu Yunping's teacher-student relationship has always been a topic of discussion. Back then, Guo Digang recognized the potential in Yu Yunping, who was working in a small restaurant, and took him as a disciple. At that time, the senior management of Diyun Society said that Yu Yunping was not suited for crosstalk and suggested that he be dismissed. But Guo Digang overruled the majority and kept him. In 2010, when Diyun Society faced a crisis, many disciples left, but Yu Yunping signed an indenture without hesitation. At that time, Guo Digang strongly supported Yu Yunping, and under his mentorship, Yu Yunping held solo performances, appeared on Spring Festival Gala, and gained widespread fame. On the surface, this is a story of deep teacher-student affection and gratitude, but its core is actually a process of repeated exchange of interests. Yu Yunping's rise from a rural youth to Diyun's first brother could not have been possible without Guo Digang's sponsorship, who provided him with skills and a platform. The development of Diyun Society after that relied on Yu Yunping's fame, and what Yu Yunping brought to Diyun Society was resources and more possibilities. The world is bustling. Everyone comes for profit. The world is in turmoil. Everyone goes for profit. Any relationship in the world that seems indestructible cannot be separated from the entanglement of interests. As long as you can continuously bring me benefits and I can continuously provide equal returns, value interaction, form a closed loop, the relationship between people can operate for a long time and stably. Writer Ko Shichi once said, "Never blindly believe in a relationship, because there is no love that comes from nowhere." Those stable and long-lasting relationships are either to meet each other's needs or to share profits. So don't worry about being exploited, worry about being useless. When you continuously add value to yourself and become a potential stock, others will naturally extend olive branches to you.